we're going to start issuing commands. To do that, first we will select by left-clicking on one probe. Only one probe. In the bottom right of the screen there is a square here with a number of buttons on it. This is called the command card, and the command card contains buttons for all the commands that you can issue to whatever you have selected right now. So we can see all the commands that this probe is capable of obeying. We're going to start with the move command right here, in the top left of the command card. If I left-click on the button for the move command, and now I move my mouse back to the center of the screen, you can see that it's changed. My mouse is no longer a green arrow, it's now a yellow circle. And I can select a position on the map, which is where I want the probe to move to. The game is waiting for me to specify where should this probe move. So I can pick a spot by left-clicking on the ground. If I left-click here, the probe moves to the position that I indicated. I'll do it again. If I left-click on the move button, and then I left-click on the ground, the probe will move to the position that I selected. I actually have another way that I can issue the move command. I can just right-click on the ground without ever clicking the move button first. If I right-click here, the probe heads to this position. Right-clicking, when you haven't selected another command to issue, is often treated as a shortcut to certain commands. When you right-click, the game will often guess what command you want to issue based on what you have selected and what you are right-clicking on. If we right-click on the ground, for almost all units in the game, right-clicking on the ground will issue a move command to that position. Now we're going to introduce another command. Here is the gather command on the probe. Probes, these units we've been using so far, are the Protoss worker unit. One of their jobs is to gather resources that we will spend to do other things in the game. And the gather command is how we do that. If I left-click on the gather button and then left-click on open ground, the probe just heads there as if we'd used a move command. Nothing very special. But if I left-click on the gather command and then I left-click on some of these blue crystals over on the right-hand side, the probe will head to the blue crystals and will start mining from them. And we'll start gathering these resources and returning them to our nexus, our main base building. The blue crystals here are called minerals. Minerals are one of the main resources in StarCraft, and we want to get as many minerals as we can. So we have one probe mining minerals, let's get another probe mining minerals. So I'm going to select this probe over here. Now I could left-click the gather command and then left-click on the minerals again. I could do that. But I'm not going to do that. I am going to right-click on the minerals. I said earlier that right-clicking is often treated as a shortcut for commands. If I am trying to issue a move command, and I have a unit selected, and I just right-click on the ground, then the unit will usually move to that position. But if I have a worker selected, and I right-click on some minerals, the game will guess that I probably don't want the worker to just move to that spot, but I want the worker to start mining from those minerals. And the worker will start mining from those minerals. So now let's select these other two probes we haven't done anything with yet. Hold down left mouse button and draw a box. Release the left mouse button. We've selected these two probes, and let's right click on some more minerals. And now these probes will also start mining minerals. In the top right you can see this little blue picture, and next to it a number. That shows us how many minerals we have in the game right now, and that number is going up over time because workers are mining minerals and returning them to our nexus, at which point the minerals that have been mined become available for us to use. So we're now mining some resources that we are going to start spending.